Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to That Buzzing Sound. I hope you are all having a wonderful New Music Tuesday. Releasing these podcast episodes after the daily session feels like the best kind of dessert, doesn't it? Today you will hear my sweet chat with South Korean-born, Buffalo-raised, now Toronto-established John Lee, who personifies the melancholy, dreamy indie pop persona known as Peach Luffe. A clever combination of some of his favorite things, peaches, and Luffy, the main protagonist of the long-running Japanese animation One Piece, leader of the infamous Straw Hat Pirates. And yes, it didn't take too long for my inner otaku to reveal itself during our talk. Peach Luffe just released their debut EP project Shimmer a few weeks ago to positive reviews and huge online buzz. I absolutely adore how this record perfects the tone of sweet, beautiful sadness John continues to project from his musical soul. That deals with love loss, isolation, identity, and escaping to happy spaces on sparkly sound waves, far from the chaos, while also showcasing his innate classically trained skills and evolving bedroom pop production wonderfully. I'm quite confident that Shimmer is one of my top 3 favorite EPs of 2020 so far, which says so much. I connected with its magic almost instantly. But I quickly found out that Peach Luffe's 2020 fairy tales are far from over, for Shimmer is merely part 1 of a 2-part EP project he intends to release this year. And guess who got the first tidbits of what's coming your way very soon? Spoilers ahead. Funny enough, John and I connected quite quickly that our interview kinda started before I hit the record button. I left in a little bit of our pre-gaming talk as it led to something truly profound. This is my conversation with singer-songwriter Peach Luffe, already in progress. Is there a lot of competition between you and your friends when you do play Smash?
I'm not that good because I don't own a Switch. But I can hold my own. I can kill them maybe like 2 out of 3 lives, maybe if I get lucky. But I will always lose at the end. But it's always fun. It's always fun.
The reason why you don't have a lot of games is that because you're always so busy?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I have video games, my life is I will not have control. I'm just gonna be playing, or I have the temptations to play. Like even right now, I have temptations to play like zombies because it's like you don't need to like really think about it, just do it almost, and it's kind of like clears your mind, but at the same time, it can be a little addicting. So. That's the only reason I would say, but I would really get into it. Like, I used to play this game called RuneScape a long time ago.
I've heard of RuneScape, yeah.
You never played it, have you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was, like, really addicted. I put in, like, 7,000 hours on it when I was younger, and, like...
Yeah, I used to play World of Warcraft, like, in the early days.
No way.
Like, 24-hour raids. It, like, sucked. And I was doing screenwriting at the time, trying to, like, go through university and get my education. And it would just be nights. I would just, like, come home from school and just get home, like, 9 p.m., play until like 4 o'clock the next morning, go to school. I listened to a lot of music during that time period because there's a lot of downtime just walking places.
Yeah.
I will never play a video game for 24 hours ever again.
Did you at least enjoy it though? Enjoy those moments? Like looking back, I can be like, wow, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, it sucked my life out of me.
Like I feel like those memories are now just like in the back of my mind, and I have to drag them out compared to like finding a like screenshot of me like on top of the mountain bluff with my hunter cat.
Oh, interesting.
Like I don't know if you have an experience like that, because I have to just like use as much force as possible to pull it out.
Interesting.
But I do remember it, and I did like the time. But again, I did listen to a lot of music during that time period.
Was music just in the background all the time?
It wasn't in the background as much. It was more like they were equal. Like the video game was more in the background because I would be auto running.
Oh,
so
right,
like
right.
I would be in My Chemical Romance, like, or like the Killers, like early, like it was like 2005, 2006-ish, so like the peak of the streaming, like the Napster age, and
That's
it was
right.
like Napster which had just died. So it was. I feel like I remember the music more, and when I listen to the music, it brings back those memories. Especially the Killers, like there's moments, and Shinedown, like all these like rockers that had come out during that time period.
Yeah, now that I think about it, now that you mention it, yeah, it does bring back memories. Thinking about RuneScape and I would say Green Day. Actually, they were pretty popular around like 2005. Then also, like you said, My Chemical Romance. I would listen to them often, and I remember Panic at the Disco now. That's which is interesting.
Oh, my buddy loved that, like Paramore. But yeah, Green Day was a big inspiration for you to get into music, is what I read, right?
Oh yes, I actually got a notification yesterday on Facebook. You know how Facebook has like Facebook memories thing that like pops up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got one yesterday that said I just posted a status saying going to a Green Day concert, first concert ever. It was 10 years ago.
How was that?
It was great. I just had no idea what to expect because I'd never been to a concert ever in my life. So
that was the
first concert.
So that was the first concert.
First concert ever.
Where did you sit?
In the middle. So it wasn't far. It wasn't like lawn seats, but it was like in the middle. But it was. I remember being like $70 tickets. They were not that expensive at that time, actually. That I remember because.
Was it in Buffalo or was it in South Korea?
It was in Buffalo. Yeah.
Just being in the city around that time, did it make the concert even more intimate, or like compared to what you've seen now in Toronto?
Oh, it was a huge concert though. It was like maybe like 20,000 people. Maybe it was a lot.
It's like the entire Buffalo.
I know. Like the whole city was there. It was huge. Yeah, it was the first concert experience ever, and it was the first band that got me into music, like besides classical music, because before then I would be doing classical music and violin and stuff, but now from Green Day, my life has changed quite a bit.
And it was Boulevards of Broken Dreams that you first learned to play, right?
Yes. Then it was when September, Wake Me Up When September Ends. Then actually the very first song I ever learned on guitar was in 7th grade, and it was Brain Stew by Green Day.
Oh, wow. So no Good Riddance.
No, I actually never learned that song. I still don't know how to play it if I were to try to play it.
Because that's the one that everyone in high school and college, like, that's the one that's like cliche.
Yeah, they played it in our graduations. I remember both middle school and high school. I remember they played it. The school like played it, and everyone was sad.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Yeah, high school seems like a really long time ago, even though it's kind of long. It was like 8 years ago now since I graduated.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, like, talking to you about it, because I never really thought about it. Like, those songs and certain songs, they do hold a bit of they do hold memory of that time period, even though I don't remember much of it. Kind of remember the feeling, though. Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's very weird because like a lot of the early mixtapes I used to put together, I used to listen to them as I played like video games or did stuff around like college and high school, and there's so many moments where I can hear a song by like Savage Garden, or I can hear like Dr. Dre's Chronic 2001,
Mm-hmm.
and the memory won't go to the song. It will go back to be like, oh, that was that time I was grinding in Final Fantasy 7 or
Grinding.
Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting off the but welcome. Thank you for joining me. And again, we've been chatting for like almost a couple of years now, right? It's like when you first started with John SL.
Yes. Yeah, it's been like 3 years now, actually. This is the first time we're talking with our voices instead of email.
Congratulations on Shimmer. I love the record.
Thank you so much.
Has the response been overwhelming in any way? Because I've seen people tweeting about it and trying to get people to put it on their like new playlists and everything.
It's been pretty good, actually. Yeah, so like on Spotify, as you know, it's like to get on those playlists is like I think one of the big goals just for Spotify, and we just got on two playlists, which is pretty awesome in a week.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been sharing it. It's been definitely, I would say, a little bit overwhelming for me to see all the messages and reply to everything, because I'm super grateful, and I try to reply to literally every message, so it is overwhelming.
Is it strange releasing music in this current environment without the possibility of like touring? Because I know you're a big fan of getting out with the band and doing acoustic shows.
Yeah, I love playing shows, but strangely enough, I don't miss it as much playing right now, which is weird because like I think not playing shows has made me, I think, a better musician and just a better songwriter. I think I've been able to step back and just write more music that I like, and I'm so excited to play them when we can ever. I don't know when we'll ever be able to play them, but I would love to play the new songs live, because I feel like I had okay songs in my opinion. They're okay, but now I feel like I wrote some really, really good songs that mean a lot to me, and also I just really like it sonically, and I think I can just imagine it, how it's going to be played live. So it's been a little weird releasing music because there's no like show to lead up to it or anything like that, but it's been good. to be honest.
What was the initial approach to this project? Because a lot of it started off as singles, and then did it eventually just turn into the 5-track or 7-track EP with a couple acoustic tracks, or what was your thesis for it all?
Oh, that's a good question. I was gonna release singles, just purely singles, and my friends like, you should just release 2 singles and add a couple extra songs as and make it into an EP. And for me, it just felt weird because I didn't really release an EP like this, where I felt comfortable releasing an EP. Because like singles was like what I was doing for a bit. Then I added an interlude, just like an instrumental interlude, and after that, I felt it kind of tied it together. I mean, EP is not. I don't think like an EP is like an album where like it makes a statement or it's like super cohesive. I think it can be a little bit disconnected, a little bit compared to an album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it connected it with adding the interlude in between.
It felt right.
It felt right. That's right. It felt right.
What kind of musical influences or like concepts did you hold on to as you were kind of exploring this trend that you were putting together?
What influences and what inspired it is what you're saying?
Yeah, what inspired you? Like, did anything like speak to you in any way? Because it's a very magical record.
Oh, thank you so much. I love the word shimmer because it's like a reverb sighting on one of my guitar pedals, and it's kind of like a little like I don't even know how to explain it. It sounds kind of heavenly to me. Like the shimmer sound is like heavenly, and that actually inspired to write pretty much all the songs on there because I think almost every song has like a little bit of the reverb effect on it called shimmer.
Interesting. I gotta re-listen to it and see if I can pinpoint
the shimmers.
Various parts.
Yeah, there's little bits of like sparkling in all the parts, and I call it like I think a lot of musicians would call it like ear candy. So it's not like present everywhere in the song, but like in like a certain moment for like a split second, maybe it'll show up. And I really like ear candy in songs.
It's absolutely wonderful to listen to, and you just seek into it. When was it? Seep into it. There, that was the word, not seeking.
Seep into it. Yeah.
How was it working in a band environment? Because I know your musical group is kind of like a collective, and you bounce things off each other. Like how was the chemistry instant, or did it start, or was there a little bit of growing pairing?
For the Peach Luffy project, I'll write everything and record everything, and I'll try to get some ideas from them if they have any like second opinions. But generally, I'll just do it almost everything. Then they'll maybe like the drummer especially will edit the drums because I have no idea how to play the drums and I don't really understand it. I mean, I understand it now the more I do it, but it just makes more sense for him to do it. But like the other instruments, I would mostly just do all of it and record here. And like for live, like they can like change up parts and stuff as they please.
So they can jazz it up and like go free.
Yeah, jazz it up, of course.
Was making this record any bit therapeutic for you or the band, or was it kind of exhausting?
To be honest, it didn't feel like exhausting or tiring or therapeutic, honestly. It just felt like I had these songs and I wanted to release them and work on them more. I think I have another EP actually ready to go. The next upcoming one I feel therapeutic about. I feel good. I feel like, oh, I'm saying something. Because like this EP felt like this current shimmer felt like it just felt like when I was writing it and like in that moment of like in my lifetime, which I wrote it almost more than a half a year ago.
Oh wow.
I think my life was a little bit stale. I feel like I wasn't going I don't know how to explain it a good way. I feel like I wasn't going anywhere. My life was like stagnant. That's a good word, stagnant. And I felt like I wanted to seek the light. So I put out the EP for sure. But this next one I felt like way more therapeutic. Or not therapeutic. Yes, therapeutic because I don't know, I connected with it a little bit more.
When are we expecting that? Because you said you're going to do 2 EPs in 2020.
Yes.
Do you already have the set date or?
Not an exact date, but maybe in late November.
Okay.
Maybe late November. Yeah.
So is it weird having like a part 1, part 2 kind of concept going on, or is it like, especially when you're promoting this, because you're still promoting this introduction, and then there's going to be other stuff coming. Like, is it kind of exciting to be like, hey, this is just a tease of what's about to happen?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of it that way. It is kind of like a tease. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way. Yeah, people don't actually know that I'm going to release it yet. I'm not going to announce it for a bit. But yeah, I think it is a good like teaser, actually, because I think the next project that I put out will be, I think, more magical, hopefully. Hopefully.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's going to be called Bloom.
Oh, is that an exclusive? Am I getting?
Oh, you are actually getting an exclusive, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Bloom. Late November it'll be out, but I'm gonna put out some singles in between. The reason I want to release more is that I think like I know these days people are really they're expecting more out of an artist. They don't want to wait 2 years for like an EP or an album. They want to kind of get it as soon as possible, and I think like a month in between songs is great at this pace if you can do it.
Yeah, and especially with the quarantine going on, like everyone's just like thirsty for content. They're just like we want something
Yes.
to launch onto. But it's also great for you guys because and like me, who's like we're trying to make a name for ourselves within the quarantine. So by the time we get out of it, we're going to be off and running and reaching a brand new plane. So
Right.
I think it's nothing but great.
Yeah, like the creative side I think has been better, even better, and like just planning it out and taking a step back from playing shows and hanging out with so many people and doing this, running around, has really helped a lot of musicians, including myself, to just figure out what is actually needed to do, what's necessary to do.
And focus on the music.
That's right, focusing on the music. I feel like I wasn't able to do that as much when I was playing shows and stuff. Honestly, it felt like there's too many things happening, and live show is like another thing to worry about too, where you want to try to bring people, you want to like focusing your energy on so many different things can, I guess, harm your artistic craft.
Plus, you're growing a brand because you basically have to turn yourself into this persona, and you have to start growing it like a plant. Like it doesn't happen overnight. You just have to keep going to the shows, doing the press, doing the Instagram, doing the YouTube.
Right. There's so many things, right?
It can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm really focusing on the Instagram. I don't know if you saw Instagram came out with a new feature yesterday. Did you get it yet?
The what's that thing called? It's not
Reel.
Yeah, the Reel. It's like their Vine or their TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I come from the Vine days. So.
The Vine. Me too. It's like coming back in a full circle kind of thing with the Vine and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's 15 seconds on Instagram now for the Reel thing, but yeah, I was gonna focus on TikTok and stuff too, but now I guess I gotta focus on Reel. There's like so many options. I think it stresses a lot of musicians out for sure.
Yeah, and it stresses me out trying to keep track of it all because you have like Instagram Live, you have this. It's like, guys, quit trying to make a giant platform of everything until
Instagram's pretty much trying to absorb everything, it seems, because they absorbed it pretty much. They kind of took over Snapchat as like the stories kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Snapchat really hurt itself because their interface was not ideal at all. Like that's the reason why I liked Vine. Is Vine had the best interface, like the timeline. I could look at everything, but like with Snapchat, it's a very person to person thing, and I'm kind of like an introvert, and I prefer to keep everything to myself, and it's very very weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, and it's Instagram is becoming like all three at once.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird.
I expect nothing less from Facebook. And they're planning to take over the world.
They are. I think during the quarantine, they made like themselves more of a villain, it seems. Same with Amazon, I
don't expect much from corporations who are just always trying to get a little piece of that pie.
Always.
Do you consider Toronto a magical and inspiring place?
Magical? That's I never got that question before. Yes, because I have friends here that I really, really like. So that is magical. They're really kind. It's been a couple years since I moved to Toronto, and people here in my community are really, really, really kind. They're really, really kind people. Inspiring, I would say yes and no. The only time that's inspiring is the summer for me because
oh really?
I go on bike rides almost every day. Almost every day I go on bike rides. Maybe every other day I'll go on bike rides, and I live near the water. I live near Lake Ontario kind of thing. I don't even know if it's Lake Ontario. I think it is. There's just a lot of water, and there's a nice bike trail, and I just love going through it, and it's just so clear. It clears my mind. It's inspiring. I feel like very grateful and blessed to even, be near the water because it's such a, I don't know, it is therapeutic to look at the water. It's so calming.
Yeah, it seems something that's really tied to you because like your name comes from Luffy, who is a pirate on the sea, and you always feel like you're
that's right,
just a wanderer. So like just seeing this, the water's like never easy, so it's always moving and it's constant. And
man, you're giving me new ideas. I never thought of it this way. Yes, he is a wanderer. I didn't even think of it like that. He is.
He's a wanderer with like a set goal. Again, I was going to ask you about
set goal.
Well, one piece later, but like the one thing I love about Luffy is like just that blind determination. It's like I'm gonna get One Piece. I don't care. I'm gonna just keep going, and that's kind of what that's kind of the mirror that I see with you. Is like I'm gonna become the star. I'm gonna become a musician. I'm gonna make amazing music and turn it into gold.
Wow, I didn't even think of it that way. Wow, yeah,
And I kind
wow.
of see that's just based off the name. I just kind of knew what your goal was, and your goal is One Piece, just in a musical sense.
That's so cool. You're giving me so many ideas. I didn't even think of it that way. And it's true. He does have like this like lucky go happy character vibe, and I didn't think of it as blind determination. But that's a perfect way to put it actually, because he's not like the strongest character or like the most knowledgeable character, but either way, he still tries.
Yeah, and he has his group, so like even though he's weak, then especially like the mid part of the series so far. I know you read the manga, and you're at Wano.
Yeah, I never watched it. I never really watched it. I've only read it, and I've been reading since 7th grade of my, and now it's it's been like over 10 years since I've been reading it.
I can only imagine how cool that was because I didn't get into One Piece until about 2014. And by then I think they were at Dressrosa.
Oh,
So like I started when Dressrosa was happening. I was like, this anime is about 800 episodes. I had finished Dragon Ball back in my youth, so like I was like it shouldn't be that hard. And then I was like, holy crap! I don't know how like the hell you did it, because just trying to keep track of everything. It went from being an anime that was like I don't understand what the big deal was, and then once Water 7 happened,
yeah, it has quite the hype.
because Skypedia again is not my favorite arc. I don't know what.
That's no one's favorite arc. No one. They're like They're like it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, because like a lot of people consider it filler. And they're like, it's fun.
Yes, they did feel it. They did say it's like filler.
But yeah, Arlon Park really hooked me. That was like one of my favorite. I was like, this is gonna be a really cool anime.
I remember watching that as a child, and I was like, this is violent.
Yeah.
It was so violent. But they also had a kiddie version when I used to watch it called For Kids, and they would, instead of like a cigarette, it would be like a lollipop or something.
Yeah, the English dub of it when they censored the fucking.
It was so bad.
But I'm happy I made the trek and the journey. Again, I'm at Wano now in the anime form, and it's been a little bit of filler, but I know Kaido is coming, and I can't wait for that.
Oh, I shouldn't even spoil anything. Yeah, I wait every week for a new chapter. So every Friday, tomorrow in the morning, I'll go on as soon as I wake up, I'll pull up my phone and read the chapter.
Has Wano gotten really good in your opinion?
Oh, it's so good. It makes me it feels wholesome in a way, and it feels like there's a lot of depth and emotion to everything, which feels like it's getting closer to the end of One Piece.
Yeah,
which is weird.
I can't wait for the Great War. I can't wait for because it's gonna be, if Marineford was something, I can only imagine how the final arc. They haven't paid off everything with Blackbeard yet.
There's so many untouched stories they still have to go through. So many. So maybe another 10 years.
I forget what we were talking about. Oh, but yeah, Luffy and his determination. But yeah, I kind of see that's where the name came from, and I've heard you talk about it before, and I just think it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it came from that. It was just having a different artist name just felt it felt real to me. Having like, it's not just me, and it's something bigger than just me, and that was a big part of changing it. The reason for changing the name. And peach is something I like peaches, even though I love them when they're like ripe, but when they're not, I really don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a fun fruit, I feel like, and I feel like combining those two names together just feels right, even though they don't match at all. I feel like that's part of its charm.
The peach is it has a very sweet flavor, which is kind of what your music is. It's kind of sweet, and then has this nice like underlying sadness to it. It's very melancholy, but that's what you expect from someone who's like on this journey sort of by himself. He's kind of met a bunch of friends along the way, but you really felt very like isolated when you started this whole thing, because again you kind of went against the wishes of your family or your relatives.
Yes, that's true.
So but like you can always find this great sweetness out of this dark side, I guess.
Yeah, you're giving me more ideas to think about. I never really thought of it that way as well, actually.
Yeah, that's just how that's what spoke to me, especially coming from reading a bunch of your interviews. And I'm sure you don't like Toronto when it's winter time, because I don't think anyone likes the winter time on the East Coast.
No, it's especially because I'm close to the water now. It is so cold. Like you walk outside and your face hurts.
Wow. Tell me about Melon Wave Sound.
Oh, so it's just a production mixing company that I started. Just because I've been freelancing for pretty much forever, I decided to just actually start it under a business and do the taxes and everything because I was starting to make some actual money from working with other people. So it's just a production mixing company that I've started.
Tell me about Ample Labs. Ample Labs.
Ample Lab. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, huh? Ample Labs. Ample Labs.
And what does it mean to you?
So it's an organization my friend helps run, and it pretty much is like an app on the phone. I don't know it as much as I should, but because I see her post videos about it. But it's an app on the phone that homeless people can download, and it can tell you in real time like where to find food or like kitchens and stuff like that, or like places to stay that are safe areas. So it's like an app designed for the homeless.
That's wonderful. Like, what's the best meal in Toronto? I do have to ask that because I do love food a little too much.
Oh, Thai food is amazing. I love Thai food here. There's a place called Khao Sun Road. It is phenomenal. So good. Their takeout is good, but it's not as good as when you dine in. I don't know why. I can't figure out why.
Different cooks, maybe, or?
I think maybe it's like waiting 30 minutes when someone comes and picks it up and gives it to you.
Oh.
Because I've only ordered like takeout from there, and you do like Uber Eats or something. But it's amazing. I love Thai food. There's Koreatown here as well. They have some really great food as well. Yeah, it just depends on what you like for cuisine, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't had too much Western food though going out. Now I think about it. It's been mostly like Asian food.
Yeah, again, I love ramen.
Oh, me too.
It's the best effing thing. And there's more ramen spots popping up around Hollywood and LA now that it's like so much fun to just go out with my buddies and having a good ramen night.
If you ever come to Toronto, I will treat you to some good Thai food, man.
Ooh.
I'm telling you. There's some really good ones here.
I love Thai food. I just love the spice to it.
I know, it's like food I can't make at home.
Exactly. And I'm not the best cook either, so anytime I can, Yeah, so getting back to the music, is there anything you would like to say to the audience? Like, I would love for you to give the final word and the final pitch for your brand new EP, Shimmer, available everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, just the mic is yours.
It feels like Hot Ones where they ask you to do
I love that.
Promo at the end. Anyways, yeah, I can just say, I would love for you to stream the EP Shimmer. It's only 12 minutes, I think. It's not very long. But hopefully it's magical. And one last message is, please wear a mask.
Exactly.
If you can.
This episode of That Buzzing Sound was recorded and edited using a variety of free applications like Audacity and Discord, and is available on such streaming platforms as Spotify, Apple Music, while being fully hosted on Anchor FM.